I refer to the man in the hat, that guru himself, Molly Meldrum. Look, I came out with the kids from Chorus Line, and they'll be on a little later too. Another great number from the Chorus Line, but you've come out and a big opener for you too.
Well, I'll tell you the reason why. We'll go on about my trip next week, because the most exciting thing coming back to this country was tuning into a radio station in Melbourne, and hopefully it'll go branch right out around all the country stations and all the city stations. Is this young radio station run by young people? It's called Hitz FM. It's a. Is
that their equivalent of Black Thunder?
That is the Black Thunder. They bought that at the cheapest car. No, they bought that at the cheapest cars in Melbourne, and that's their Black Thunder. And I tell you what, you know how we've been raging and raving for years about we play new music, and they sort of cater to the young. Well, this station is fantastic, and I tell you what, they are getting listeners by the droves. So let's go over to we went down and saw them earlier this week at Hitz FM. It's in Moorabbin, and check this one out.
Is that it?
The reaction to Hitz FM has been quite astonishing. I can't remember anything quite so exciting as far as reaction to our media than what's happened here in the last couple of weeks. Your reaction to it?
The reaction to the radio station has been massive. It's as though after 10 years of playing nothing but classic rock, old songs, flashbacks and easy listening music, that the people of Melbourne have had nothing new. There's been nothing fresh in Melbourne, nothing that plays any new music, nothing that provides a sense of identity for young people in Melbourne. And it's the young people of Melbourne who've reacted to this radio station in fact, more than anybody else.
Now, right here is the phone room for Hitz FM, and here are some of the people who man the phones. Just tell us about what's the reaction on the phones. I believe it just doesn't stop.
No, it doesn't. They just keep ringing and we just keep taking their calls and everything.
So how does it work? I mean, you've got request programs.
Yeah, we have requests and we take messages, and we take requests at certain times of the day and stuff like that. And we also have votes for the Power 20 countdown, so they can vote, and their favourite song gets number one who gets enough votes.
The station itself is on a limited budget. That's the facts. We can't afford billboarding or any of that sort of thing. We're relying on the cooperation of the nightclubs and so forth, which are helping us a great deal. The word of mouth, just in the past, say 5 weeks or so, we've gone up to an average audience of around 60,000 through minimal advertising, if any. So the music itself and the presentation of the station, being the underdog that we are, I think that's a bit more appealing than the big guys who have got the mega bucks.
G'day, it's John Blackman here from Telecom Mobile. Come on, happy people, come on, jam with me, oh Lord.
Well, there you go. I tell you what, I think everyone in the audience should really give these kids here and everyone big applause. And Daryl,
they could run a competition, Mol. I was watching that first boy, Anton, was it?
Anton, who's the manager, who looks after all the students and the young people. It's quite extraordinary.
We could run a competition on when will he blink competition, because he was sort of staring, and I thought, he's not going to blink at all, that boy. He eventually did.
But seriously, I think that the major thing, they've been going now for around about 2 months. Their licence has been extended for another month.
Wow.
Some of the powers to be are trying to take this radio station off the air, but I think the youth of Melbourne certainly will react to that. And as I said, hopefully in all the cities they'll get stations like this.
Movement.
And they are making indents already into the national charts. That song there, Sing Hallelujah by Dr Alban.
I think you mean Inroads.
Inroads, right. And Light My Fire by Clubhouse featuring Carl. All these songs that would never have made the charts before are now making the charts, and it just goes to prove that with all the blustering that I've gone with, they have proved that they really do have a station that people want to hear. Congratulations, boys. Well done.
Right.
Go!
So did you have a good break?
Had a great break. Saw Janet Jackson on New Year's Eve in New York. She was fantastic. She will definitely be coming out to this country. Caught up with a lot of people. I'm going off overseas next week, and I'll be doing a report from LA and then from Rio, which should be interesting. But meanwhile, back here, caught up with a couple of guys. Brian, yes?
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Don't go near that car.
No, it's just the guys want to know whether they can go because the pizzas are getting cold. You know?
Get out of there.
Well,
Get out.
Back to you.
Get out.